The U.S. just slammed the door on billions of dollars worth of Indian exports, leaving factories, jobs, and futures hanging by a thread. But what if I told you this single move triggered a global chain reaction that no one saw coming? In this video, we're going to uncover top 10 countries supporting India against U.S. tariffs in 2025. And these aren't just symbolic gestures. So stay with me till the end, because you do not want to miss this. Starting at number 10, we have Germany. Germany's support for India during the 2025 tariff crisis was driven by cold industrial logic and institutional leverage. Berlin warned that unilateral tariffs threatened the predictability on which Germany's export-oriented manufacturers rely, and it pushed EU mechanisms to preserve market continuity for partners hit by extraterritorial duties. Indo-German trade reached about $26.1 billion in 2023-24, and German firms are deeply embedded in India's capital goods, automotive, and industrial automation ecosystems. Disruptions in U.S. demand ripple back into orders, investment timelines, and joint R&D plans. Germany moved beyond public warnings. It accelerated planned investments and technology transfers to India in green hydrogen, precision engineering, and advanced manufacturing, offered export credit reassurances to joint ventures, and encouraged European buyers to maintain contractual ties with Indian suppliers. Number 9. France. France's backing of India combined diplomatic firmness with sectoral shielding for large, high-technology contracts. Paris publicly denounced the weaponization of tariffs and moved to ensure defense, aerospace, and civil nuclear programs continued under agreed timelines and guarantees. Bilateral trade with France sat in the low to mid-teens of billions in recent years, but the more consequential numbers are the multi-billion-dollar contracts, the aircraft partnerships, nuclear cooperation agreements, and defense offsets that carry long lead times and complex financial structures. France paired public criticism of punitive tariffs with private instruments, export credit guarantees, contractual reaffirmations, and industrial assurances from major French firms that key projects would remain on track. Number 8. The United Kingdom. The United Kingdom turned its engagement with India into tangible insurance for exporters and investors. London and New Delhi finalized a comprehensive free trade framework projected by the British government to raise bilateral trade by roughly £25.5 billion in the long run, about $34 billion at mid-2025 rates, and to deliver measurable gains in GDP and wages over time. The treaty targeted tariff liberalization across textiles, engineering goods, and a wide set of services, and it included regulatory cooperation that reduces compliance costs for small and medium exporters. Crucially, the FTA went beyond duty lines. It built investment protections, procurement access, and dispute settlement mechanisms encouraging British firms to locate manufacturing and service hubs in India aimed at third-country markets. Number 4. Japan. Japan's response was capital-intensive and strategically designed to re-anchor supply chains in Asia. Tokyo prepared a private sector investment initiative valued at about 10 trillion yen, roughly $68 billion, targeted at semiconductors, electric vehicle components, critical minerals, and advanced manufacturing in India over the coming decade. Those commitments are operational, not symbolic. Multi-year equity, long-term purchase agreements, and supplier development programs translate into factory builds, workforce training, and local component ecosystems that substitute for disrupted U.S. channels. For Indian industry, Japanese capital provides the raw means to pivot from low-margin commodity exports toward higher value-added manufacturing that attracts European, Gulf, and Southeast Asian buyers. A single large Japanese hub can spawn hundreds of local suppliers, dramatically reduce lead times for sophisticated components, and increase the share of made-in-India value in export items. Beyond mitigation, Tokyo's pledge signals durable industrial partnership. And finally, at number 5, we have China. China's response to the 2025 tariff episode had the most immediate effect on India's bargaining power because of sheer scale. Two-way trade in 2024-25 moved into the order of $127.7 billion, with imports from China at roughly $113.5 billion, while Indian exports remained far smaller. Beijing signaled willingness to ease logistics, encourage exporters to keep flows to India, and maintain input chains for intermediate goods, actions that allowed Indian factories to remain operational while export markets were rerouted. That supply continuity mattered. If you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to like the video and subscribe for more stories.